Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Let's Play with Nevs. This time we're going to be playing through Quantum Break. This is a game created by Remedy, which is actually one of my favorite game studios. If you guys haven't seen me play Alan Wake, go and check that out. It's one of my favorite survival horror games, probably my favorite survival horror game of all time. The gameplay was fantastic, the visuals are fantastic, the story is fantastic, and I have very high hopes that this game will continue that trend of excellence from Remedy. This game's been out for some time now. It was originally slated to only be an exclusive for the Xbox One, but then it was released on PC, where it had some issues in the translation from console to PC. And some of that is still prevalent in the game. Some of the cutscenes only run at 30 frames a second, whereas the gameplay will run at 60 and beyond. So you will notice a little bit of stuttering here and there, but they've recently, as of I think a couple of days ago, September 29th, I believe, they released the game on Steam, which is actually designed to work with DirectX 11, which apparently works a lot better than the DirectX 12 version, and it shows. The game runs quite well now. So I'm going to do my best to try and hit every collectible in the game that I can. We're going to start out with a new game here. Be playing on normal difficulty. I have not actually beaten this game. As you can see from the main menu, I was only in Act 2. So, played a little bit. I'll know a little bit about what's going on in the beginning, and then the rest is going to be fairly blind. Haven't done a blind run in quite some time, so this will be interesting. Here we go. So I'm going to start a new game, erase all of what I had going on before. You'll definitely notice a lot of the Alan Wake aesthetic. I think they used the same game engine to run this game. And it shows. Their games look fantastic. They also used real actors here.
The number one killer is time. It destroys us all. This is what you need to know. Time broke. A growing fracture leading to the end of time. We went after a device that could fix it. Things turned ugly. Serene was there to stop us. He has superpowers.
Jack.
Him and me both. We failed.
Jack.
And of course, time travel was involved.
Jack.
Going too fast for you? Okay. What do you want to cover first? You tell me.
Let's start at the beginning. When you first arrived at Riverport University.
I came back home to see my best friend, Serene. He wanted to show me what he'd been working on. My brother Will was a scientist. He was also involved. Paul said it was world-changing. He was right.
Whoa! Come on! Watch where you're going, man! Fuck off!
Get out of the road! Asshole. Riverport University. Here we are.
Hey, thanks for the ride.
No problem.
And here we are.
You'd been away for 6 years.
Paul and I had kept in touch, but, well, not so much.
How did it make you feel?
I was just happy to see Paul.
So the opening really shows off the beautiful aesthetic of this game, for sure, with the ambient lighting and everything. Another thing you'll notice is that they used real actors, so some of the characters in this you might actually recognize. I know I did. So a lot of the collectibles are marked on the map here. We can see a few of them here. Some of them are just dialogue, some of them are, you know, things to examine, but they all count
find Paul.
towards the total.
Paul told me to meet him at the physics building.
So this is actually the physics building right here. It's kind of hard to see, but that is an 11 right there. Locate narrative objects in the world to immerse yourself deeper in Quantum Break story. You can review previously collected narrative objects inside the game's timeline menu. So here's our fancy pants timeline menu. You can see all of our collectibles up here. So we have quite a number of collectibles here in the Act 1, Part 1. Also going to be splitting up these videos by act, potentially by part. Haven't decided on that yet. Likely will, so some of the videos will probably be shorter than others.
I doubt he's out here. We better head into the campus.
Let's have a chat with this guy.
Rough night, huh?
It's just whatever's doesn't even matter anymore. Yeah.
Let's see, what other collectibles can we find? Here's one.
Whoa,
I like the cell phone
Jack.
ring.
Just got to the campus. Where are you?
God, it's good to hear your voice. When you hit the courtyard, look right, you'll see this fancy modern physics building with the lights on. I'll meet you inside there. I am so looking forward to this, man.
You still haven't told me what this is.
I know. See you soon.
Why 4 a.m.? Why not wait till morning? Paul had always been a showman.
Hey you, take action now. Monarch Solutions wants to tear down the pride of Riverport University, the beautiful and historic library, building generations have studied in. This is a part of our heritage, but they don't care. Are you going to put up with that? Of course you aren't. Are you going to take action? Of course you are. First of all, go online, use hashtag save the library and get loud. The only way they'll stop if they look bad enough doing it. Secondly, join our protest at the university on October 8th. Let's show them that there are still people left in Riverport who give a crap. So I'll be doing my best to hit all these collectibles as we go through. This game also has some story elements that will change the game as we go through as well.
That's vaguely ominous.
Based on decisions, that's what I was getting at. Another thing to examine. A person to examine.
Some protest.
This game looks gorgeous. Always been impressed with the Remedy games, and they do hold up over time. At least Alan Wake does. It still looks really good.
Hey, do you know where the physics building is?
You mean the big-ass metallic turtle behind me? Hard to miss, man.
Thanks.
I think they say something else.
Babe, can we go home yet?
Have a look at the info sign. Stop Monarch problems. For years, Monarch Solutions has been buying out Riverport piece by piece, steamrolling over small businesses and local culture to establish corporate dominance. On October 8th, they intend to demolish the historic Riverport University Library to make way for additional Monarch-funded university research centers. They've gone too far. Sick of Monarch Solutions turning our city into a corporate monopoly? So are we. It's time to stop trading culture for profits. It's time to stop Monarch. On October 8th at 7 p.m., help us spread awareness of Monarch's shameful actions by joining our protest in the central courtyard. Camp out and enjoy the all-night music. Tell your friends. For more information, contact Amy Ferrero. 3 of 16 narrative objects found. The first couple of acts seem to have a ton of collectibles. Guest seminar, Dr. Sophia Emerald. Emerald, maybe? Yeah, Emerald. Thursday, September 9th, 7 p.m. at the Henry Kim Theater. The recently appointed head of Monarch Solutions Physics Research Division, Dr. Sophia Emerald, has taken much of her inspiration from the theories of Riverport's own Dr. William Joyce and now devotes herself to discovering practical applications for chronon particles. Her presentation will highlight the evolution of chronon particle research, and we followed a Q&A focused on career advance for the aspiring physicists. That's another one found. I have to do a little bit of poking around to find some of these. But luckily, they show up pretty easily on the map, so they're not terribly hard to find. Here's another one. This is one of the radios.
Hey, it's Bobby Radford here on the tail end of the night shift. How you doing, Riverport? Burning the midnight oil? Just waking up? Or you getting ready for bed? Or maybe you're asleep. I wouldn't blame you. Not a lot going down in downtown tonight. Unless you're at the Riverport University campus, where the protest against Monarch Solutions is still going on. You see, Monarch wants to knock down the old campus library and put up a brand new building. The protesters are saying that building's a part of our heritage, and we don't need Monarch gobbling up yet another bit of Riverport. Personally, I'm with the activists on this one. I'm sure Monarch's new building would be big and shiny, but well, come on, who gives a shit? I love that old library, even if it is kind of falling apart. I like things with character. And Monarch, hell, they've got all the character of a brand new smartphone. Sure, call me a hipster, whatever. I just think you don't have to be a smug douchebag with organic sneakers and an ironic NASCAR cap to prefer a nice corner restaurant with personality to yet another Olive Garden, you know? Still, much as it pains me to say this, I think this is a done deal. Monarch's gonna take that library down tomorrow no matter what we say. Might as well pack it up and go home and get ready for the next fight. Because you know, they aren't done with our town yet, right?
I'm going to be taking my time as I go through these games, through this game, reading all of the dialogue, as well as listening to all the radio shows, which is one of the pieces that reminds me very much of Alan Wake. If you guys remember, there were radio shows that you'd find scattered around, which were collectibles as well. There's a shout out to Alan Wake here in a moment that you guys will see. That'll be fun. I think there was something over here, if I recall. Maybe not. This is the slowest jog of all time. You'd think he could run a little bit faster, but nope. Some signs.
The protests seemed like a lost cause. Made me sympathize with the students.
Before I go over there and have that conversation. Let's see, is there any other signs to read? Alright, so here's where the Alan Wake shout out is. Enjoy.
It's not a lake. It's an ocean.
He's been gone for 5 years.
Dark matter and dark energy constitute over 95% of our universe. We're just a speck of light floating in an endless ocean of darkness. Every story finds its writer. Wake has a bloody knife in his light of the flash. He smiles a wicked smile. He lies enough with blood on his face, eyes staring. All of us have two faces. The one we wear for all to see, and the face that lies beneath in the dark.
What does it mean? The world may never know. So I think we got a couple of things there. There was the voice of Alan Wake, as well as the likeness for Max Payne. That guy looked very much like Max Payne. So So another thing you guys might notice, if you've played the game before, some of the music is going to be missing. They actually have a setting in the game that will allow me to disable some of the copyrighted music, which they denote as specifically for streaming purposes, so it's nice to see that Remedy is on our side and helping us combat the craziness that is YouTube. Let's have a look at the sign here. I won't read these, I'll let you guys read them to yourself. I might read some of the emails, though. Let's have a chat.
If you're with that fraternity, you've done enough damage. We're being shut down.
Hey, I come in peace. I'm just meeting a friend nearby.
At 4 a.m.?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, we're spreading awareness about Monarch solutions, so if you want to know how badly they're giving us the shaft, then you can just ask me.
Sure, we can have a chat.
All right, what's going on here?
Okay. How would you feel if you knew a corporate monopoly was taking a massive dump all over your personal history?
That's quite an opener.
Good. Because that beautiful library over there is over 100 years old. It's part of the city's heritage. And Monarch Solutions plans to tear it down tomorrow. Do you want to know why? We've got a chart with all the details.
We've already taken a look at the chart, but we'll take another look.
Monarch's tearing down the library to build another research facility. And for what?
I bet you're gonna tell me.
To push their corporate agenda. I mean, look at those numbers. They're slowly taking over the city and everybody's completely blind to it.
It doesn't look good. Hey, I gotta meet my friend, but you keep fighting this, okay?
All right. Enjoy your booty call.
Not exactly.
All right, I think that's all the collectibles down here. So we're going to keep moving.
Paul had always been hungry for success. Driven. He made it onto a lot of those top young professionals lists. And now he was coordinating some huge project at the university. It's a big deal for him.
So you'll notice that I purposefully stop sometimes when dialogue is being said because I've had some instances where I'd run into another area and dialogue would, overlap or break. And I would prefer for that not to happen.
Hey. Protest's over. At home.
Not why I'm here, Chief. Holster that safety whistle.
Prick.
Where's your uniform?
Excuse me?
Come on. I've been in shit enough to smell at security.
You sure this is somewhere that you want to be sniffing around?
Was that supposed to be a threat? Because that's adorable.
Just walk away.
Liam Burke, a Monarch security officer. Our first meeting was cordial compared to him introducing a rifle butt to my head later on.
I like that the story is being told in the future as well. It's the same thing they did with Alan Wake, if I recall, where they would, foreshadow things that were about to happen based on the writings that we were finding as we were going through the game. Our dear friend and colleague, Henry Kim, Ph.D., passed away on Friday, February 12, 2016, at the age of 50. As a professor at Riverport University, Dr. Kim was praised for his tireless devotion to his friends and to his field and his students. Both Dr. William Joyce and Dr. Elton Mayer, whose research efforts eventually led to the discovery of the Mayer-Joyce field, were his students. He later made a name for himself as the director of Monarch Solutions' Physics Research Division. While maintaining this position, he also contributed heavily to research at Riverport University, lending his services to the development of Project Promenade? Yeah, I think it's Promenade. Based on his students' discoveries, which he continued to work on until the time of his death. A lot of these are important, so that's why I'm stopping to go through them.
Not exactly modest, are we, Paul?
Paul Serene, project director. With a track record of extremely profitable business ventures behind him, Paul Serene joined Riverport University in 2010 to head one of the most significant physics research projects the university has ever seen. He's the youngest project director in the history of our university and by far the most successful to date. His involvement has encouraged a flood of high-profile investments that resulted in the extremely ambitious yet unrevealing quantum physics project referred to as Project Promenade. We'll be seeing more about Project Promenade pretty soon. In his own words, "I'm not a scientist myself, and thus it may come as a surprise to many that I fought to obtain the position as Project Director, shouldn't it be of development, here at the university. For me, it's a dream come true. Growing up, my best friend was the brother of renowned quantum physicist William Joyce. I've always been fascinated by William's work, and his publications from 1997 to 1999 were groundbreaking for the scientific community. As a businessman, I've been able to help shape a path to create practical applications for William's work by building on the foundation that he created with a group of immensely talented physicists. That was the basis for Project Promenade, and the results have been absolutely revolutionary. Paul Serene's favorite sports team is the Riverport Rexes. You can see him front row at every game." Alright. I don't think there was anything down that way, so let's head on in.
You made a long trip just to see a research project?
Well, reading between the lines, Paul was under a lot of pressure. He needed a friend. I wanted to help him any way I could.
Son of a bitch.
Jack Joyce. In the flesh.
The esteemed Mr. Paul Serene. What's shaking, moneybags?
Shut up and bring it in. Welcome home. 6 years. And I was starting to think you'd never come back.
Yeah, me too.
Come on.
This way.
So we've got our Game of Thrones character in the mix now.
How was the flight?
First class. Thank you for that. It's a step up from our van trip to Utah.
I missed that van.
I'm guessing Will's not meeting us.
He doesn't know we're here.
I knew Paul had asked my brother Will to consult on his project. Will was all the family I had, but he was difficult.
All right, I've got some more things to look at.
Incident?
This will slow down as we go through.
Jesus,
There's a lot at the beginning.
This time.
Joseph, I asked and I've got confirmation
Paul,
from...
you think you got enough space here?
Well, you know, us business types need somewhere to practice our putting.
I asked and I've got confirmation from our supervisor that Dr. William Joyce's security clearance needs to be revoked. So yeah, the time for termination is scheduled for 4:20 a.m. October 9th precisely. No idea why that exact time, must be a contract thing. The guy was consulting on Promenade, but he lost his shit in front of investors a few days ago. I was the one dragging him out. It got pretty crazy. He was yelling about how some lady warned him this would happen. No idea what the hell that was about.
What I'm about to show you is far more exciting than the lobby.
It's kind of annoying how they keep interrupting me like that.
That will be for me to decide.
That'll happen a lot. They'll be like, hey, you should come over here. You should come over here when you're in the middle of reading something. If it was up to me, I'd cut his clearance immediately, but screw it. They don't want my advice. I don't want to get involved in any of the Monarch stuff anyways. Let's just do our jobs. So just keep an eye out for Dr. Joyce until then, okay? P.S. Don't feel too bad about it. I heard this guy actually stole some video game from the break lounge or something. So maybe not somebody we want running around anyway. Haley, any idea who William Joyce is? Got a strange request to cut his clearance at exactly 4:20 a.m. on October 9th. Order was from Liam Burke of Monarch Security Division. I know they're consulting for university security, but do they have actual authority here?
Small pleasures.
Whole thing seems sketchy to me. Thoughts? Interesting. Our guy is Jack Joyce, and that's William Joyce. That would be his brother. Haven't not encountered him yet. Though we have encountered Lord Baelish.
Hey, how much did you pay them to put this on display when I got here?
Even I'm not that tacky.
Okay, so we already read this one. Not going to look at it again, but I believe that does count as one of our collectibles, so it was good to pick up. Let me make sure there wasn't one over here before we proceed. Trying my best not to miss any. Doesn't look like it. Let's see where we're at.
We're going this way, Jack.
Check out the collectibles. Okay, so there's 3 more documents, 2 computers, 1 media. And any of these computers? No. Moving along. I'll be over there in a second. Here's some stuff.
Jack. Going up.
It's quite the facility you got here.
What can I say? I have a knack of milking money out of wealthy investors.
Another sign.
Protests against Monarch are going strong, I see.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised you didn't join in. I thought that kind of trouble was your forte.
Well, it used to be our forte. You're the one that sold out.
Oh, I don't know. Rich and successful isn't too bad. You should give it a try.
You're about to graduate and you're looking for the next step. Your future starts here. Monarch Solutions is the #1 employer of university graduates in Riverport. We are actively seeking new employees within various divisions, including all of these. Attend our 1 p.m. seminar, yada yada. All right, so job fair poster
Jack.
for this company.
Over here. Come on. Going up.
Working on that. Here we go.
There's more to this than you're letting on. Is it about my brother?
Still worry about him, huh?
If Will did something wrong, then...
Jack, man. Look, I've been tight-lipped about this for a reason. This project we've been working on is going to change the entire world.
Why do I smell one of your long-winded presentations on the horizon?
I would never. Oh, look. A perfectly placed presentation to illustrate the project. Now, who put that there?
Oh, shocking.
Okay. Enough joking. The lab's this way, Jack. Come on.
So in order to get all the collectibles, we've got to sit through this.
We'll
This is
get to
also
your
an
lab.
achievement.
I want to see your presentation. I know you love this stuff. Come on, man. Dazzle me.
Well, if you insist.
Progress. Our primary drive as a species. Over time, we have cured life-threatening illnesses. Explore the world.
Oh, good. Going into marketing spiel mode.
Don't ruin my flow. But there is one element which denies us true progress. Time itself. Now, I'm not a scientist, but here's how it's been explained to me. We've known that, in theory, a rotating black hole creates a deformation in space-time, potentially allowing travel through both space and time. Years ago, William Joyce, your brother, posited the existence of chronon particles, now known as Meyer-Joyce particles, which fill an all-encompassing field, enabling the constant and steady progression of time. Here at Project Promenade, we have combined both these theories to discover a way to manipulate that field. And the results are staggering. There's more, but that's enough of a primer for now.
All right, let's do this. So this is about quantum physics. Paul, you know my brother spent years stuck down that rabbit hole. Is that why you brought Will on as a consultant?
When Dr. Kim passed away, your brother was the obvious choice to bring in to replace him.
Check out some more collectibles.
The city had changed. Paul changed. Didn't feel right being back.
It was your hometown. In 6 years, you never felt any desire to return?
There was always more keeping me away.
Anything hiding out over here? proceed.
Here, Jack. This is what
Hang
I've been
on.
working on.
I'm snooping on your computers. Snooping on all the stuff. Nothing over here, though. Just making sure.